On the news, National Assembly screens nominees for positions of Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs of the Nigerian Armed Forces. House of Representatives approves President Tinubu's request to implement new external borrowing. Plus, federal government, House of Representatives assure Nigerians in diaspora of more robust and coordinated engagement. Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Stella Inamiti. Thanks for joining us. Reports reaching us indicates that the nominees for the positions of Chief of Defense Staff and Service Chiefs of the Nigerian Armed Forces were today screened in the Senate. The exercise, in line with constitutional provisions, was to assess their preparedness and competence to tackle the myriads of security challenges in parts of Nigeria. The Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, the Army Chief, Major General Wahidi Shuaibu, the Naval Chief, Rear Admiral Idi Abbas, and Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Sunday Aneke. They all pledged to consolidate on the progress made with technology-based strategies. The screening continued behind closed doors, after which the Senate confirmed their appointment. Also, the House of Representatives has approved President Tinubu's request to implement new external borrowing to finance part of the 2025 Appropriation Act. The House, sitting at the Committee on Supply, considered and endorsed the report of its Committee on Aids, Loans and Debts Management to ratify the federal government's proposal for aggregate external borrowing to the tune of $2.85 billion. Part of which will be used to finance the 2025 budget deficit of 9.2 trillion naira. The lawmakers' approval also covered the executive's request of $1.1 billion for refinancing of Eurobonds maturing next month, as well as a standalone Sukuk loan of $500 million for infrastructure projects in the country. Meanwhile, the House has commenced screening processes of the newly appointed service chiefs following President Tinubu's request for their confirmation in furtherance of the federal government's efforts to strengthen national security architecture. Earlier, the House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill to amend the Proceeds of Crime Act 2022 to provide a unified legal framework for the recovery, management and disposal of proceeds of crime in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports that the bill is proposing several amendments which include protecting the rights of the whistleblower.
The amendments to the Proceeds of Crime Act seek to make the process of handling forfeited assets clearly defined with timelines for determination of cases. The House believes adjustments to the Principal Act will bring Nigeria's laws on forfeited assets to be in line with international standards.
It will recognize virtual assets and digital proceeds of crime by establishing a national confiscated wallet for the virtual asset to be managed by the Central Bank of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It will equally provide for whistleblower and witness protection mechanism, empowering relevant agencies to receive, investigate, and act on credible information while ensuring safety of the whistleblower.
A separate bill seeking establishment of the Nigerian FinTech Regulatory Commission also scaled second reading.
To provide clear regulatory framework for a fintech industry, ensure that operators comply with the established standard and guidelines, protect consumers by ensuring that fintech companies operate fairly.
In another resolution, the House asked the Federal Ministry of Works to undertake repairs of the Kano-Kari Highway, as dilapidated portions are reportedly facilitating criminal activities.
The road remains in deplorable conditions, inhibiting free flow of traffic. Urge the Ecological Office of the Federation to address failed portions in Sara, Guaram local government area, Jigawa State.
Lawmakers are also working to strengthen internal security of Parliament with the public hearing on the bill for an act to provide for the establishment and functions of the Legislative Security Directorate in the National Assembly.
We have experienced car thefts, motorcycle thefts, vandalism, fake identity cards, unwanted visitors accessing the National Assembly without documentation.
This piece of legislation, if passed, enable the Parliament do their legislative activities, which distinguish democracy and other forms of government.
The House urges state assemblies to equally strengthen their internal security systems. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
The federal government is assuring Nigerians in diaspora of more robust and coordinated engagement that will ensure easier and faster access to support and consular services from Nigerian missions abroad. This was at the Nigerian Stakeholders Engagement on Diaspora Governance convened by the House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikben reports.
Diaspora remittances to Nigeria in 2024 are said to be in excess of $20 billion, constituting a crucial source of foreign exchange for the country. Little wonder the federal government is working hard to eliminate bottlenecks that frustrate Nigerians abroad by establishing clear channels for collaboration and communication. This time around, government is leveraging on technology by unveiling the Needrest mobile app designed to solve communication challenges.
I know that most people have a lot of inquiries, they have a lot of reports, suggestions, ideas they want to make, but the channel has been a major problem.
With this app being put together by the House, which they will give us to run, it will be easier to deal with issues. You know, every state now has a diaspora focal person. Some states now have at the local government level. So maybe an issue is going to a local government level, we'll take it there directly.
The House of Representatives says it is keen about strengthening institutions that provide efficient services to Nigerians in diaspora. Hence, it is in sync with the executive arm of government to advance initiatives that enhance the welfare of Nigerians abroad. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Joining us on the news to provide further perspectives on new channels for diaspora engagement is a member of the House Committee on Diaspora, Representative Chike Okafo. He represents Ehime Mbano Ihite, Uboma, Obowo Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. He is from Imo State. Thanks for joining us on Parliamentary News.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, what specific challenges in diaspora communication and data management is the NIDRES application designed to address?
The collaboration between the legislature and executive, in this case, is what has produced this very exciting and a very exciting web. I think, in summary, what the whole idea of what they want to do is to see a way of bringing together policies and institutions and technology to create a unified approach to diaspora governance. The whole idea is how to ensure that Nigerians who are not resident here in Nigeria are also in tune with real-time, in touch with real-time happenings in the country. Before now, they ordinarily will rely on what is thrown at the social media, and of course, you and I know that social media is garbage in, garbage out. So, but now there's an authentic source, there's an authentic web, there's an authentic app whereby Nigerians in diaspora, real time, will be acquainted with incidents and also, what is happening in the country. It also provides for a form of a help desk for emergencies and also for consular needs and welfare issues of Nigerians. So basically, on the press of a button, any Nigeria outside the shores of Nigeria can go there and access every bit of information that he or she would need. It's the web or the app clearly tracks cases with timelines for updates and resolutions for visible users. It's very visible to users and also agencies and missions. So I think that it's very commendable. It's a handy directory of services, very handy and available. Embassy contacts, legal help, shelters, emergency numbers, and referrals by location. So I think that it's one stopgap for every Nigerian outside the country. You don't need to maybe pick your phone and start calling. Just go there, then Google what you want, get the information you want. And I think it makes it a lot more easier for them to feel at home.
How will the stakeholders' new channels on diaspora engagement ensure inclusive representation and participation from diverse diaspora communities, especially the quest for diaspora voting?
Well, the election own is a different ballgame. This app is not going to make it possible for them to vote or be voted for until the Electoral Act is tweaked to be able to allow for diaspora voting. So this app, as it were, this attempt is not going to make it possible for them to do that until the necessary amendments are made to the Act. Just like it happens in developed countries like United States of America, where they will tell you that what they call exit votes ahead of the voting, ahead of the election proper. There's a time frame for Americans outside the shores of America to vote, and then I don't know how I recall during the election that produced the first term of the current president, they said they were counting votes that were coming from outside of America. I think that Nigeria, but this is a first step for me, if you ask me. Once there's an application that works effectively, that enables the Nigerian out there, outside of shores of Nigeria, to be able to access information easily, within a split second. So that's a step forward for us to now say, okay, we're going to take it a little bit further to now, rejig our laws to enable INEC to now make a provision that will allow Nigerians outside of the Nigerians and diaspora to vote, possibly. So I think it's a step, but this app doesn't have that provision yet. This one is for information sourcing. This one is for convenience. This is for me, it's about the government of Nigeria providing, an application where instead of running down to the embassy or high commission, you can be able to quickly access information and also drop, some distress calls or information, for Nigerians. But that voting part, I'm not sure this has a provision for that in the main, but it's a step in the right direction, if you ask me.
What impact will the digital application have in terms of addressing existing gaps in diaspora engagement and governance?
The app is also going to provide a board for investments and opportunities, vetted projects, diaspora bonds, and protection against scams. So once you can be able to access information, from the web. So, for instance, if there's any approach or any investment opportunity available for you as a Nigerian outside of the shores of Nigeria, because of what is happening now, scams and fake people all over, it's very easy for you to go to that app and then cross-check and fast-check sources and information. So this is going to make it possible and easier for them to have some confidence, that they can actually sit in the comfort of their homes out there, and then once there's an opportunity for investment, they can verify from the app to ensure that it's a right and proper and not a dubious, call. And that's what I think. So it's going to help them. Most Nigerians out there, because of the value of Naira to the dollar, they are all repatriating their funds. Because $10,000 you had in the United States or anywhere in the world in the last 2 years, I was probably going to give you about 7 million or 8 million Naira here now. Puts 50 million on the table for you. So, they were a bit skeptical. Some of them have been scammed in the time past. But this application makes it possible for them to cross-check, real-time, opportunities for investment and businesses before they deal. I think this is a stopgap, if you ask me, and it's going to it's going to enhance chances and opportunities for Nigerians in diaspora to do investments and businesses in Nigeria.
We appreciate your insights on the news. Representative Chike Okafor.
Thank you.
Thank you. The leadership of the National Assembly says it will continue to invest in human capital development for effective public service that will engender national growth. This was the message at the 9th Niels University of Benin convocation held in Abuja. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
These are the 79 graduates from different fields of study, out of which 19 graduated with higher national diploma, 9 postgraduate diplomas, and 51 with master's degree. Senate President Godswill Akpabio, represented, says the academic program offered by NILS in collaboration with its partners have continued to contribute in addressing knowledge gaps and manpower needs in various democratic institutions across the country.
The 10th National Assembly is using its instrument of oversight to ensure that federal government delivers effectively on public service. I also call on state legislatures to ensure that the increased revenue to their state translate into improved livelihood and job creation for citizens.
As we look into the future, let us work collectively to harness the knowledge and skills that have been nurtured within these academic walls.
Other stakeholders call for a lasting solution to end the incessant ASU strikes that bedevils Nigeria's education system.
The funding of higher institutions has a direct relationship with human capital development. Invariably, no funding will translate to poor quality graduates.
The event featured convocation lecture titled Electoral Integrity as a Panacea for Democratic Development in Nigeria, presented by former INEC Chairman Professor Tahiru Jega. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
It's time now to pause for some messages. Parliamentary news continues shortly after the break. Do stay with us.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the marketing department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
If you're just joining us, this is Parliamentary News reaching you from NTA Parliament, Abuja. You can follow us on the platforms on the screen for more updates. Moving on, the Ogun State House of Assembly has summoned the state's Commissioner for Works and Contractors handling the construction of the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway over poor condition of the road and issued a warrant of arrest on a miner whose activities continue to cause environmental degradation, destruction of roads, farmlands and water sources in a Legan community of Obafemi Owode local government area of the state. This forms part of major decisions reached at a plenary presided over by the Speaker Oludeisi Elemide in Abeokuta. Yemi Dalemo completes the story.
The lawmakers, while debating a motion raised by a member representing Ifo-1 constituency, Olakunle Oluomo, resolved to invite the State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure and the contractor handling the reconstruction of the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway to appear before it on the incessant traffic logjam along the road, especially at the toll gate Papalanto and Iwekuru axis, to explain the rapid deterioration of subsection of the road shortly after repairs.
If they do a portion today, by the time you go back next week, that portion is gone. They will go back to another side, another thing. And the way they are doing it, to me, is anarchical.
The road, that Lagos or the Abeokuta road is becoming embarrassing. In fact, a journey that spent like 1 hour from Songo to Abeokuta without spending more than 4 hours.
The Honorable Commissioner for Work and Infrastructure and officials of Greenberg are ordered to appear before this Honorable House.
In Abuja, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
In Asaba, the Delta State House of Assembly has adopted a report by the Ad Hoc Committee on the General Affairs of the Delta State Polytechnic, Ugwashi Uku, from 2023 till date, following the deepening conflict between the rector, Professor Emmanuel Achuenu, and the Governing Council of the Polytechnic, stemming from administrative and financial disagreement that has escalated into serious institutional crisis that is threatening the rising profile of the Polytechnic so as to bring an end to the conflict. Godfrey Nzekwe reports.
Presenting the report of the Ad Hoc Committee on the General Affairs of the Delta State Polytechnic Ogwashuku on the deepening conflict between the rector, Professor Emmanuel Achuenu, and the Governing Council of the Polytechnic before the House, the chairman of the committee and leader of the House, Emeka Nwobi, gave a detailed investigative hearing of the various parties involved, submission, committee's findings and recommendations, which was unanimously supported by the members of the House.
Before us here today is a 29-page report showing exactly what transpired during these meetings. The rector does not have regards for the council for which he is a member. The rector misinterpreted the law establishing the school, and of course, because the Commissioner for Higher Education also erroneously misinterpreted certain sections, which now gave the rector the power to believe that he ranks next to the visitor, which is the government. Mr. Speaker, a lot had happened in that school, just as we reported. Having said this, and some other facts contained in the report, we therefore wish to submit that the recommendations as contained here be upheld by this House so that we can make progress.
Those in favor of all these recommendations, say aye. Aye. Those against the nay. The High.
Following the adoption of the report, the Speaker, Emomo Timiguo, instructed the clerk to communicate the resolution of the House to all the parties involved for immediate action. In Asaba, Godfrey Nzekwe, NTA News.
In another development, the Kogi State House of Assembly has passed 3 bills for second reading. Jacob Sani reports that the 3 are amendment bills, with one of them seeking amendment of the Kogi State Meat Hygiene and Inspection 2024. His report.
The 2 others are the bill to repeal the Kogi State Pension Reform Law 2018 and the reenactment of the Kogi State Pension Law 2025, as well as the bill to amend the Kogi State Public Procurement Repeal and Reenactment Law 2025. The bills, as presented by the majority leader of the House, Dr. Suleiman Abrazak, seeks to regulate sale of meat to guarantee sanity in meat business, ensure prompt payment of gratuities and other entitlement to retiring civil servants, as well as to ensure accountability in public procurement. Lawmakers in their contributions aligned with the bills, resolving that the relevant House standing committees should consult more on the bills before consideration at second reading.
There is need for public participation. So on this note, all members, if you are in support that the bill be given second reading as moved by majority leader, you are in support, say aye. Aye. Against, say nay.
The House at plenary also received a report from member representing Dekina Braidu State Constituency, Oshidi Shehu, on the ongoing construction of Ogane-Nigu Road in Dekina local government area of Kogi State. The House describes the road as a proactive step for the benefiting communities in terms of security and improve standard of living in the area. The report on investigation into alleged unlawful removal of a name from the payroll of Kogi State Polytechnic was also presented at plenary by the House Committee Chairman on Public Petitions, Bode Ogumola. Jacob Sani, NT News.
The Lagos State House of Assembly has called on the Commissioner of Police to step up surveillance system with a view to enhancing safety and security that will boost tourism and ease of doing business across the metropolis. This followed a motion on security moved by the Chairman, Committee on Information, Strategy and Security, Stephen Ogundipe. Musa Toliat has the details.
The motion by the Chairman, Lagos House of Assembly Committee on Information, Strategy and Security, Honorable Stephen Ogundipe, on the need for the State Police Command to step up surveillance and constantly conduct risk assessment across the metropolis.
From the viral incident at Excel College, the Ibeju Lekki saga, and the Oboroshoki security breach by residents of the area, the daylight robbery on Allen Avenue, Ikeja, our officers acted swiftly and decisively, reminding us that while challenges persist, they've also resolved to confront same. We also need to take proactive preventions, safety protocols in our schools, commercial districts, and public spaces.
I have noticed the Commissioner of Police recently where there are issues in anywhere in our locality. He goes personally himself to go and address the issue.
When they were not acting properly, we all shout, Nigeria police is not good, Nigeria police. But now, Nigeria police is good. We should commend them.
Our policemen have been so innovative in solving crime, even without forensic, and they're able to do a lot. They've kept us safe.
Also, during plenary, the need for the state to maximize the tourism potentials for economic development was the motion moved by the Chairman, Committee on Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Bonu Solomon.
If Lagos State government takes immediate action to upgrade tourism developments in the state by developing tourism infrastructure, promoting cultural heritage, Lagos tourism will be promoted and showcased more effectively.
Other lawmakers advised the launch of tourism calendar so that tourists will know when to come down to Lagos to celebrate. The House of Assembly concluded by calling on the state government to explore untapped tourist attractions and promote the state's cultural heritage to reposition Lagos as a tourist destination in sub-Saharan Africa. In Lagos, Musa Tolian, NTA News.
And that report wraps up parliamentary news for this evening. For more updates, kindly follow NTA Parliament on the platform scrolling on your screen. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Stella Inamiti. Bye for now.